It should be coming Pablo, and check it out, man. Again, another long video, so we finna get straight to it. Get your snacks, man. Get your drink, get your smoke. No pill. Like I said, no pills allowed during these reactions. You get me? So this is the new Sacramento. Not the old one. The new one. Alright, it's split in two, by the way. So, it's CML. That's that lavish D nigga. And Bris versus Mozzie and BOE or BOE. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna learn something new. You know what I'm saying? I know everything in here is not true. Take it with a grain of salt. You get me? And let's learn something. Learn me some shit, Swamp.
Welcome back to another episode of Swamp Stories. This time we continue the Sacramento theme. And if you like my videos, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications.
Do that tomorrow, bro.
Before we dive into the video, I want to address something that I said in part 1 about Sacramento influencing the Bay. A lot of people dislike that comment, but if you know your Bay Area history, you know that the hyphy movement also originated in Sac. Mac Dre actually lived in Sac during the hyphy movement.
Sacramento's finest G Parkway mob and
R.P. Mac Dre.
Entertainment, you feel me?
As far as style goes, Sac is always a few years behind the Bay, I will say that. I heard they still wear True Religion and extra large polos out there. Musically though, you have to admit that Mozzie had the Bay on fire.
I was right. That shouldn't have been so funny. Fool said, I heard they still wear True Religion. Fool said, I heard they still wear True Religion and extra large polos out there. Don't get on the truies, man. If they swagging, it's cool.
Between 2015 and 2017. You can't even debate that. Things are different now in Sacramento than in the first video. It's basically split into two now because much of the older politics have been thrown out of the window. It's kind of like Oakland in that way, where sections associate with other sections with the common opposition. I don't want to straight up say it's Mozzie versus CML because it is more complicated, but it wouldn't be too far from the truth, and that's how I'm going to break it down. The first side of Sacramento is basically associated with CML or Lavish D. G Parkway is now called the Stars or Top 30s, which basically represents most of South Sacramento. Sections like Fruit Ridge associate with CML, and that's where Bris is from. Let's talk about the top-ranking Stars members. Obviously, the top...
Alright, so Bris mess with Lavish D in them, but they don't mess with Mozzie in them, right? I did do a little bit of research when y'all start recommending shit, you know what I'm saying? So I know who... Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? Cause on one, I think I compared somebody to Mozzie. I hope he wasn't an op or nothing. I'm like, that nigga voice sound like him, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm trying to learn something while I got the Stockton one up next, you know what I'm saying? So y'all drop in the comments, let me know what's real, what's not, you know what I'm saying?
And shot caller is CML Lavish D. He has rank in the streets and he brings in the big money. Then you have his right hand man Prince Dreda, who is very well respected in the Sacramento streets. Along with Dreda you have Dola, who is highly respected as well. He is a rapper too who's on the come up. Because the G Parkway originated from Oakland dudes, the Stars are very well connected in Oakland. They associate with the Case. Yeah, remember those guys from the Oakland video? Yeah, well the Stars and the Case is something you should fear because now they're running together. You often see high-ranking cases in CML's videos, such as DNI Mike, Zayel, and Boss Lane Chris. The Stars also associate
action figure.
CML's videos, such as DNI Mike, Zayel.
Well, this man built like an action figure. Like somebody propped him up like this. Like, hold on, stand like this. Stupid ass.
Boss Lane Chris. The Stars also associate with West La Loma and East Sacramento and other sets throughout Sac. Now, let's visit the Mozzie side. On the Mozzie side, you have Oak Park and their top-ranking members, Stubbs, Stacks, and Red Paint. They're associates with Lincoln Village and East Sacramento. That's why you see...
Well, who be telling him all this? Because how do he know so much about this stuff? Like, he done all kind of cities everywhere. How do he... know so much or think he knows so much or be close or close enough to make a 20-minute video?
Deli Rue is always featured on Mozzie songs. Mozzie also associates with Valley High, but not entirely because there are some stars in Valley High too. Mozzie really associates with the Strawberry Manor, also called the Manors, and also Shooter Gang, which is a clique out of Oak Park. Their most famous rapper is Shooter Gang Coney. They also associate with the group out of Oak Park called BOE. Because the stars clicked up with Case, it only made sense for Mozzie to click up with Stubby ENT, and that is exactly what has happened. Sacramento and Oakland are completely tied in now. The politics are also expanding to Stockton and even down to LA. Now that you know where everything stands today, let's pick up where we left off in the last.
I really wish LA and Sac would have came together. Like, bro, imagine Bris and Draco on a song. Bro, that jump would have been. Yes.
Video. But before we do that, let me run the intro.
Bris and Draco would be cool. Yeah. Hold on. Alright. Yeah. Turn my mic up. Hey, that. I thought I was.
Let me.
Look, you got happy.
Where you can surf without getting fit.
Like, your stupid ass just got happy. Like, bro, he finna spit. Hold on. Dumbass.
Best way to make money online that no.
Hey, bro, shut up, bro. Shut up, Connor.
Take you back to the donut shop incident where stars Jack Lawrence lost his life. The stars would rename the block from Mac Road to Jack Road in commemoration of him. The court case for the situation would be interesting.
Say it with me,
the way
buddy.
Saron Duty Hill would be found guilty broke some major codes. A star named Stanley Edwards, who went by Buddha-Roo, would tell police that Duty did it, and that he saw him leave in a white car. Then, to make matters worse, one of Duty's girls and her friend would tell police that he flew to Atlanta after he did what he did. He was told on by the opposition and his girl. But then a witness would come forward and testify that Duty did not do it. So this situation is interesting. Let me fast forward to 2013.
Imagine being in court and hearing people come to talk about some, yeah, Duty did. No, Duty didn't do it, but Duty did it. Duty and his girl Trudy, they went up there to Dookie house, and then Pookie came outside. And they be in the court like, fuck, he guilty, bro. Nigga named Duty, he guilty.
Because that is when Mozzie comes into the picture. At this time, he was fresh out after another incarceration stint. And I'll be honest, Mozzie was dead broke, living day to day at this time. He even explained that he couldn't afford a bus ride to Sacramento when he got out of prison. He had to have a friend come pick him up from Richmond. Mozzie had talent, and the whole hood was behind him because they knew he would eventually blow up. Here are some videos of Mozzie rapping in the streets before he made it.
Zilla told him bang her up, they ain't wanna listen no.
Smooth head, Mozzie.
Stick your physical, my living grounds is critical. Click face, show him body. He don't want no camera time cause he don't want you to know about it. Goosebumps, cold body, Tiny Yank, I never freeze. I never told on trade team, I'd rather you just bury me.
During this time, Lavish D was rapping too, and he was more established. He also had a lot of dirty money from the streets. To be fair though, he is a few years older than Mozzie. On April 14th, 2013, Mozzie would drop a diss track called The Truth. He would basically address everything that happened between Oak Park and G Parkway. He even addresses Buddha-Roo snitching. The song would catch fire in the city, and the stars were not happy about it. Just 11 hours after the song dropped, Retaliation would take the life of Mozzie's close friend Zilla Zoe. Mozzie said in a Vlad TV interview that he feels somewhat responsible for his friend's death. CML and Filthy Rich's rival DB the General dropped a diss track called Mac Blast. They were dissing Filthy Rich, Joe Blow, and Mozzie. In response to CML clicking up with Oakland's DB the General, Mozzie forms one mob with Filthy Rich, Joe Blow, and Lil Blood. Then, just a couple weeks later, Mozzie drops a CML diss track called Just Being Honest with Filthy Rich. The track would diss CML and DB the General, and it would catch fire in the streets. This is when Mozzie's career takes off and he has the whole Northern California on fire. That being said, the street side of things would be on fire as well, but not.
Oh, sorry, bro. Honestly, I got a Joan, bro. Oh yeah, I can feel that. That bit then kicked in.
California on fire. That being said, the street side of things would be on fire as well, but not in a good way. May 10th, 2014, Oak Park adults have a gathering at a park in North Sacramento to celebrate a child's birthday. That's when they are blitzed from all angles. Oak Park's Jacoby James would cover his son to protect him, and that's exactly what he did. Unfortunately, Jacoby would not make it. Jacoby was actually tight with Tyreek Evans, the Sacramento Kings star who won Rookie of the Year over Steph Curry, and he was known to be a solid dude. February 8th, 2015, a very popular and high-ranking Mozzie member named Shaquem Murray is at a house party in South Sacramento. When he's leaving the party, he would be targeted and take one to the head. The 18-year-old was beloved in the Oak Park community, and that's why this one cut deep for many people in Sacramento. June 2nd, 2016. Oak Park has a young female admirer named Macy Murphy. She is infatuated by the street life and she wanted to be a part of it. Pretty much, she was down to do anything for the Mozzie camp. They would take advantage of this and she was down for the cause. They allegedly used her to set up a 17-year-old STARS member. She would link with the man in her car, and then when he became aware of what was really going on, that's when things went south. At this point, he would rather be judged by 12 than to be carried by 6. And that's the decision he made, and it would cost the life of Macy Murphy.
He real respectful on this one, because on all the other ones I done seen, he be, then bam! Like, damn, bro. It didn't even go bam. It went like stupid ass. And I'm like, hey. No, but he being real respectful on this one, you feel me? Damn,
he would be found and arrested for first degree. The story of Deontay Whiteside. Macy Murphy had a best friend named Deontay Whiteside. The 17-year-old is originally from Oak Park but was living in the suburbs of Elk Grove. He was in his Elk Grove home on the night of June 23rd. That's when he gets a Snapchat from a girl saying that she's outside waiting for him. Deontay leaves the house to meet her, but she isn't there. Instead, there's a man standing in front of the house. And that's when tragedy would hit.
Bro, like, don't imagine, but imagine, like, you get it. I don't know, I don't vote that kind of shit, bro. I got trust issues anyway. But a bitch tell me she outside. Like, bitch, who told you to pop up? Like, bitch, I got you penciled in for Wednesday, shorty. It is not that, it's not your time. What do you mean you outside? Go home. What? RP that nigga, though. Damn.
17-year-old son.
My son was a great kid, always smiling, very respectful.
Sacramento police arrived in the 4900 block of Harrow Drive in Elk Grove a short time later. Lugenia Whiteside says her son wasn't involved in gangs and was a well-liked teenager.
He went to Laguna Creek High School. He was due to graduate. A very good kid. All his counselors and teachers and everybody's been calling.
Please tell your mama.
She hopes anyone who may have information comes forward, and she's also holding on to hope that any security cameras throughout her neighborhood could help investigators find who's responsible.
My neighborhood is one way in, one way out, and on each end and everywhere else. There was cameras all through the neighborhood.
Police have not made an arrest in this case thus far.
Nigga basically pulled up to your crib, text you to come outside.
The man who did it was a 16-year-old named Danquel Jones, and the driver, a 20-year-old named Eddie Lewis. The girl whose Snapchat he used was furious with him, but he told her not to say anything to police.
Hold on. Damn, bro. I'm finna have to mute your goof ass, fool. Alright, bro.
That's when 20-year-old Eddie Jones takes her to a park in Jones, and the driver, a 20-year-old named Eddie Lewis. The girl whose Snapchat he used was furious with him, but he told her not to say anything to police. That's when 20-year-old Eddie Jones takes her to a park in South Sacramento and pops her. She would survive, and then police would tie everything together.
Yeah. She was finna tell it regard.
July 4th, 2016. A high-ranking STARS member named Stunna Nook is at a house party in South Sac. He leaves the party and gets into his car with his 3 children in the back seat. That's when a car pulls up next to him.
And with the children in the back seat.
June 26th, 2017. CML's right-hand man Dreda is hit 8 times outside of King's Liquor in South Sacramento. He would survive though. The legendary Sacramento rapper Sebo would diss Mozzie, saying that he doesn't show love to the OGs and that he doesn't represent Sacramento. Mozzie would diss him back in a hit song called New Era, New King.
Bro,
August 27th,
New era,
2017, Sebo shoots a music video in South Sacramento at Meadowview Park. 3 Oak Park men would shut it down.
3?
Among those killed was 49-year-old
that's what
Ernie
you mean.
Cadena. He was one of 5 people shot in Meadowview Park during a filming.
I ain't gonna lie, the way he said that, my dumb ass thought he was they came to just regulating shit. Like, hey, you guys get from over here. Go on get. The way he said, 3 people came and shut it down, but I get what you're saying. Like they came in.
Of a rap video. Devastating for his family, who continues to grieve without answers.
3 Oak Park men would go down for it. September 26, 2017. A 15-year-old from Oak Park named Tamir Williams is walking around South Sacramento to visit a friend. That's when a car pulls up beside him. A grown STARS member would do this to the 15-year-old's gravesite.
Get his rat. That bitch ass. Get off.
September 28th, 2017. A star named Brandon Campbell is standing on his front yard at 3 a.m. That's when a Mozzie member named Laquan Solomon would pull up to confront him. After a confrontation, Laquan would drive away, but then he would make a U-turn and swing back on Brandon Campbell.
Hold on, never mind.
These next events are absolutely insane. 2 STARS members would go on a spree. They would allegedly hit 7 pharmacies in Chico, Vallejo, Turlock, Stockton, Modesto, and Sacramento. They did this all between December 5th and December 21st. On December 22nd, they would drive around.
That's about a whole month. I thought you was like, they did that in a day. David Banner. Oh, we can skip it. I'm just over here watching it on mute, dumbass.
Oak Park looking for somebody to get on. They would find a 16-year-old Oak Park member and they would let off.
Here on this busy street in Oak Park. It was
They
late
do not
though,
care out
just
there,
past
man.
midnight. But Timothy's mom tells us her boy was just out celebrating the start of Christmas break.
A nice true outfit.
A new pair of jeans and a
Bro, one line, bro. Bro said, I heard they still wear long polos. Hopefully this is old, though. Hopefully it's old. But dang, bro. No disrespect to bro, but dude said, I heard they still wear trues. Bro, where is Bris in that man?
Christmas gift. Expensive taste, but mom says her Timothy was a good kid and earned it.
He has been asking for a special gift, and I finally
Everybody
got it this
had
year, so
that
I
kid
was
as a good
looking
kid,
forward
man.
to it. He was looking forward to it.
But 16-year-old
Real shit. The kids that they hang out with at school and outside know them better than the parents, bro. Believe it, because the parents, they don't even cuss. They be at the school cussing, fighting, banging, red flag hanging. You get me?
Timothy Jeter never got to open it.
Or
He
blue,
was killed
or
a
yellow,
few blocks from home.
Like, look, yeah, right. I mean, that's just normal.
On December 26th, they would hit a house slick and take the life of a homeowner in the process. 2 days later, on December 28th, they would hit another house slick and injure another resident. They would drive off in the guy's car as well. The next day, they would repeat the same process and hit a man in the stomach.
Bro, they
Then,
was
a
on
few
that
days later,
street.
on New Year's Day, they would drive up to Yuba City and attempt to rob a pharmacy, and that's where they would get caught. All the weapons that they found would tie them to the rest of the crimes. The 2 STARS men named Teron Fayweather and Antoine Yancey would go down for all these crimes.
lavish
During the
DJs.
6-month investigation, police tracked
Stars,
the
that's lavish D, right?
suspects across Northern California from Chico to Turlock.
appreciate you.
Elisa Becerra joining us from Sacramento Police Headquarters with why this case is far from over.
And
Elisa,
they go,
good
like,
morning.
yeah, bro, yeah. You ain't hear him say that?
That's because detectives and investigators are looking for other suspects in what they are calling a robbery crew. Sacramento police say they've arrested 2 men for a deadly crime spree in 2017. 18-year-old Teran Fayweather and 19-year-old Antoine Yancey have been in custody since January. They're accused in several crimes,
the one that's mad,
2
probably
murders
orchestrated.
and
The one
multiple
that's sad,
pharmacy robberies. Officers arrested Fayweather and Yancey in January after a pharmacy robbery in Yuba City. Investigators say they were part of a gang-affiliated robbery crew. Sacramento police is working to find more suspects.
January 31st, 2018. A respected man named Terrion Bean from Oak Park would lose his life while getting a haircut at a barbershop in South Sacramento. A star named Dwayne Sullivan would be arrested for it. December 6, 2018, DeRay Duncan, a close friend of Mozzie, would pass away after a car accident. October 15th, 2019, a star named Frank O'Neill is shot dead in South Sac.
There's just a bunch
Rumors
of
hit the street that he was set up by his own side, and maybe that's why you don't see Stars members claiming him. A 29-year-old Stars member, Marquise Fields, would get arrested for it. You can see Marquise Fields in pictures next to Frank O'Neill. He would beat the case though, and then he would celebrate. June 7th, 2020, a young South Sac rapper and Stars associate named Jody Woe is at a party in South Sac, and that's where he would tragically lose his life.
Bro, y'all gotta stay out them goddamn house, bro.
The next day, Oak Park's top-ranking member, K. Sweeze, is killed in South Sacramento. His name was Keyshawn Deems.
How did he know they ranks and shit, bro?
Now I take you away to another section of South Sacramento called Fruit Ridge, and that is where Bris is from.
My nigga gave Bris 3 minutes, bro. I don't even know too much about food. I just got put on him. Like, damn, bro, you gave him 3 minutes? I can do 3 minutes on that nigga, and I don't even know enough. You know what I'm saying? Alright.
Fruit Ridge has 2 rivals, Oak Park and Frank Loans, which is a North Day set out of Sacramento. Bris became the most popular artist in Sacramento. He was blowing up. He had problems with an Oak Park man named Uzzy Marcus. Uzzy Marcus was in jail since 2012 when he was 16 years old. He was convicted in the killing of a 3-year-old boy.
Who did it and why? This is a story KCRA 3's Mike DeSell has been working on all day long.
I think his brother just got caught up on some shit too, like a few years ago.
You got my nephew, you got him, and you have kids, and you should know. You should know. You don't do that. You don't hurt kids. You don't.
When Uzzy Marcus would get out, he would meet a woman named Jalise. Together they would have 2 kids. Basically, Bris was dating Jalise. Then he cheated on her and had a baby. So to get back at Bris for cheating, she would have a baby with his op, Uzzy Marcus.
Whoa.
Bris and Uzzy Marcus were from opposite sections to begin with, so the beef escalated quickly. Uzzy Marcus would drop a diss song called 42K, and then Bris would respond.
Bitch, I swear that one time they said that boy died. And I ain't used to having nothing, I ain't new to zero. Kept the same for whole niggas, always superheroes. Yeah, I know my ex mad and she real saucy. She be running in that bag and she still calling.
June 24th, 2020.
Sacramento police say there was a car crash early Sunday morning, Father's Day, before Bris was shot. At this point, detectives are releasing few details about the case, and no arrests have been made.
When you take the music away, he is someone who was a normal person, had a family just like me and you.
Forstant says the young rapper was a father with more to accomplish.
You see the work ethic, you see the desire to be great, but then something like this happens.
This loss would devastate the Sacramento community. Uzzy Marcus would quickly make a song dissing Bris after he died. Well, it later would be found out that Uzzy Marcus would be false claiming the body, because Bris' other Norte rivals would go down for it. A man named Moses Hirschfield is fighting the case. At first, Uzzy Marcus' baby mama Jalise would post about how she misses Bris, and basically giving her condolences to her old fling. But then she would switch sides out of nowhere. She would shoot a music video at the scene where he lost his life.
Yeah, I'm on the net cause it's being fuck Bris. I remember you was rocking with me. You switched up and crossed the bitch so you ain't shopping with me. So when I go out, you ain't finna eat no lobster with me. Cause you ain't never run the play and split the profit with me. You let that nigga come between this bitch like I was with him. That nigga broke, but she ain't even got $1.50. But if you trippin', line it up, it ain't a problem with me. Cause I'll pull up by myself, it ain't a bopper with me.
Whoa, nigga, she was in the alleyway.
I'll pull up by myself, it ain't a bopper with me.
Oh. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Hey, I don't hit women, but yeah. Can somebody say RKO? Like what? That was lame as fuck. I ain't gonna lie.
Today, everything makes zero sense. CML and Case Gang are tied in together, but CML and Filthy Rich are buddies all of a sudden making music together, even though they used to diss each other. CML dropped a diss track on Mozzie called Where's Waldo 2.
Somebody just told me just recently. Hey man, that was a lot. I gotta try to chop this down, but you fuck with that, fuck with you don't fuck with this.